Alright, then it's time for a Pantheon game, and this one is a ranked one on Rey Chorizo. Which one? And I actually feel that this is one of the best games I ever played. And not because I personally became God Mode Badass Sexy McGee, but because of how the events took place. You'll see by watching the game, of course. Alright, so attack damage red, attack damage queens, armor yellow, magic resistance blues, and 6 cooldown reduction blues. A 2190 masteries, basic ones. You saw that I wanted to start off red, but my teammates didn't put themselves to help me leash red, so I just went to blue and just kind of said fuck it. I tried to do a level 2 cheese gank, and I wanted to do that with red buff because that would be easier and just do it right away after red buff so they wouldn't get level 2. But so I ended up just going clearing the usual way. I go down to try to see if I could gank Ekko because him and Yasuo are just going at it, and I figure Ekko might put himself in a bad situation, but nothing comes of it. So I go top lane because Nar 2 is being pretty aggressive. Lulu opens up on him immediately. I jump on him, CC him, and since he already had burned his jump shit, he's pretty much dead. Yeah, you saw him, he died quite easily. I get the first blood, and because he doesn't have a ward here, I know he has to put one, so I just wait. He face checks, and I did deal about half his health and damage. So once again, Lulu is already at a huge advantage. Nautilus has a level edge over me right now. He's about a full level ahead of me, but it quite doesn't matter. Like, I've actually accomplished some things, and he's just sort of farming. I picked Pantheon. Well, I didn't pick Pantheon before Nautilus. He picked Nautilus after I had picked Pantheon, and that made me giddy. I was hoping it'd be Jungle Nautilus because he's very slow, and it would allow me to pretty much screw up a little bit as Pantheon, because sometimes if you pick Pantheon and you don't get ganks, you slow down, you leave yourself vulnerable to the opponent, and it can get bad. However, Nautilus really doesn't do anything to jungle opponents, so I don't have anything to fear. I'll always be able to recover, which is why I took Ranger's Trailblazer for 2 reasons. One, I took Ranger's Trailblazer because it will help me boost myself back up in case a gank fails or the game goes slow, which in this case the game is going pretty slow. And because it guarantees I will have a good early game. Now watch this though. Yasuo and Ekko get into a fight, and I watched that. I'm waiting with my ultimate. Is there a fight going to happen? Is Nautilus going to burn all his abilities and allow me to go in? Not really. But Yasuo will catch the Ekko. He's charging up for his ultimate, and ends up nailing, ends up going in, and Nautilus fails his Q. So that gives me the chance to go in and finish off the Ekko with a spear shot. I block for the Yasuo as much as I can. He said Lulu teleports in as well as the Gnar. We don't kill the Nautilus. I get chased by the Gnar. I flash over. I survive. It was a very long fight. Only Ekko died. There was a lot of risk involved in me and Lulu going in there. But we came out ahead of it. As you can see, it's a pretty slow game. The enemy team does know what they're doing. But my teammates, especially the Yasuo, are on par with them, or at least the Yasuo is kind of better. I think the Ekko player is not too familiar with Ekko himself, so he's not being able to make a lot of plays. Now Nautilus comes in, picks a fight with me for whatever reason. My teammates are just right next to me, so I don't realize. I figure I don't know why he's trying to do this. He's already burned his crowd control, so as soon as Ekko jumps in, I just go crazy on him. Like I had burned my E, which in retrospect I probably shouldn't have, because I should have waited for Ekko, and I didn't manage to kill him. But still, it hurt Ekko enough that we were able to easily get a dragon. So there's an advantage right then and there. Now, Ranger's Trailblazer. I picked it up on the Tryndamere game I uploaded the other day, and one player actually got upset about it, or at least questioned why I would take it. The thing about Ranger's Trailblazer that is, while it doesn't scale into the game, or at least it loses relevancy past mid game for a lot of champions, it still is a very useful smite buff. Because if you think of it this way, some champions really rely on having a good early game, or they have very vulnerable early games, and you need to do things to pad said early games. Like Pantheon, he's really weak early. I mean, he'll kill people. He'll tear them to shreds. By the way, Ekko actually managed to get a double kill here. He just happened to be in the right place and time, and we had already burned our stuff. Anyways, some champions have weak early games, and even though they have like high damage or whatever, sustain or counter ganks can completely ruin them. And Ranger's Trailblazer definitely helps Pantheon in this regard. I can't clear without mana. Ranger's Trailblazer helps a bit and helps me clear some of the more critical camps like the Wraiths or the Chickens now. I should just learn to say chickens, right? and helps me just pretty much maintains momentum. As you see me, whenever I'm as Pantheon, I keep buying mana potions because he runs out of mana, or I have to burn a lot of spells to clear a camp or something. It's just kind of, I'd rather have this sustain this reliability rather than the slow in this case. Anyways, Morgana goes in, burns her ultimate, and that's my sign to go in. I go with my ultimate, I charge in. I figured Morgana knew that Yasuo was coming and not really me until the circle appeared. Ekko jumps in for some whatever reason and gets killed too. That was a really pointless death. And seeing as I figure Lucian is squishy, we go in and try to kill him too. Unfortunately, he has a flash, escapes, and whatever. Now watch this. Now let's go straight for the Sivir, and I'm just thinking, how the hell is he going to kill anyone? The Janna alone will be able to protect him, but, like, I just managed to go in there, I use my body to block anything that Nautilus might do, and I obviously damage him. I even have to use my Ranger's Trailblazer to give myself a bit of mana to use more spear shots. And of course, as you saw, Yasuo showed up and helped me block and just kill the Nautilus. So, yeah, the Nautilus, that wasn't the smartest play he could have done. He should have just cut his losses and ran away. The Ekko's death was a huge loss for the enemy team. Now anyways, here we go again, another crucial fight of this game. Right, we're going for the dragon, we're pacing back and forth, Mexican standoff, and there's going to be two critical mistakes the enemy does. One, Ekko gets too close for no reason, and I get to chunk him for half his health for basically free. I have blue buff, so I'm going to restore my mana anyways, and it was just a rotation of my basic abilities. So Ekko's already hurt. Second, we know where they are. Like, they're all lined up, and so my squishy teammates are behind me and whatever. So I just jump forward and just get in front of the Nautilus, and then I break away, waiting for my cooldowns to be back up so I can jump on someone like the Ekko. Ekko is completely exposed, so he gets pretty much executed before he gets to do anything else. They completely are disorganized. They're completely disorganized. A few of them focused me in the Cleaver, which is a good idea. The other ones were focusing the rest of my teammates, and they got picked off and killed. So my teammates, even though two of us died, we got a really clean kill and we secured the dragon. The enemy team in that case should have just kind of bailed, because the only ones they could have gotten were the champions that were going to slip away from them, or frankly just not die. So yeah, this is a really good game in my opinion, because the enemy team isn't exactly terrible. They're pretty good individually. They're having problems coordinating their team, while we may not have the best team fighting at all, or really any team synergy really. But we're getting shit done because we are actually pinging and communicating. If only you could see the chat box for this game. The stream upload didn't work. I wanted to show you what the team was communicating on. They were talking about cooldowns. They were talking about, oh, I'm coming to gank here or something like that, or plans. Again, in a full-on team fight, my team should be getting devastated, but we keep picking them off. We keep taking advantage of opportunities, and we keep communicating. Watch this. We take this tower, and we go up for blue buff. Watch how we position ourselves here. I get blue, he gets the frog, and then we see Ekko coming up. So we indicate, we both get in position to gank him. We stay in the line of sight, and then immediately jump him as soon as I get my W. Easily dies. Now look at this situation. This one I'm happy for too. I stay in the line of sight where the tower can't see me, where Gnar can't see me. Lucian's coming up to try to gank the Lulu. Hell no, he gets jumped on and immediately obliterated. Unfortunately, Nautilus is here, and I pretty much get knocked about, CC'd, and absolutely murdered. I'll take that trade-off. We're just pretty much dominating the map. The rest of my team are getting kills, and that Lucian kill was clean as fuck. It's just unfortunate that the rest of us died. Sivir goes in with her ultimate, and unfortunately will not be able to catch the Gnar. But again, we just have too much of an advantage now, and we grabbed that advantage by the balls, too. It wasn't like the enemy team just kept dying in lane, right? Well, they died in lane, but we kept making the plays. They didn't just hand it to us. Maybe the Ekko did, because I don't know. I don't want to say the Ekko player is bad. Maybe he just finally got to play Ekko and figured he's not too experienced with him. Nonetheless, my teammates are overstay their welcome, and Yasuo gets killed, but the enemy team has to commit a lot to murder him. I jump in with my ultimate, and unfortunately to this, I wanted to kill the Ekko to get the double buffs back, but he gets to live. We can't catch the Morgana, and unfortunately I'm not too brave enough, and so thus we disengage. We get chased a little bit, but to no avail. Once again, the dragon is up, and we take it, well, the dragon will be up soon. Right now I get the blue buff, and dragon pops up, and then we take it. But as you can see, we're just pretty much are on ball with everything. I believe I would actually say, yeah, like the Janna was one of the MVPs too. Just kind of was on the ball with everything and making sure everybody lives. Like, look at that! They just pretty much obliterated the Nautilus because they were in sync. The Janna is fucking brave. So right now, everybody on my team is just doing their jobs right. We're gauging our powers correctly. We're going in for the kills that we know can get. And then of course, this Yasuo is fucking insane, in a good way, which is kind of ironic towards his name. Is saying, in control. Self-control, I mean. He's just slaughtering everybody. And with that, it's pretty much a game. Like, I killed the Ekko, Yasuo killed the entire enemy team, and we get ourselves a tower. It's such a clean game. Clean, well-played game. So hooray for Pantheon and friends. Yay. Remember to like the video to support the channel and to subscribe if you haven't yet. I have a few sponsors that are helping me maintain this channel, such as Loot Crate and Pro Build Systems. I have links to their websites on the description below. Use my code for a discount, and using my links also directly supports my channel.